Welcome to 3 Minute Thoughts. So, there was an article recently about how elephants are evolving to be tuskless. The long story short is tuskless is a gene found in female elephants because male elephants with the gene pass away. And it was no, I think it's on the X chromosome, which means, of course, it has to be dominant. So you have a big X and a little x. But it was very rare. And because poachers were not hunting these tuskless elephants, then they're the ones who are breeding and producing offspring, and it becomes more common. And I don't remember the actual quote in the article, but it's saying how the percentage of tuskless elephants has increased by a great amount. And that's what I'm talking about is when I read the article, I thought, well, that's deceptive because they're talking about percentages. And whenever you do percentages, you're playing a shell game thing. And the reason why it's deceptive is because while the percent of tusked elephants has increased, it's because the number of tusked elephants have decreased. So while the number of tuskless elephants has not increased that much, percentage-wise, it feels like a lot because of the disparity. I feel that's an important thing to focus on. Is anytime someone starts doing weird percentage things as opposed to giving you straight up numbers, it's definitely a shell game. There's something hokey going on there, and you should look at the actual numbers. Actually, maybe not, but you should look at both. You should have access to both the percentages and the numbers to be able to make an informed decision. You shouldn't just give someone one or the other. That's a better way of putting it. Because even just giving some straight up numbers is deceptive. I don't have a good example, except, well, let's say you say, oh, this number of people did this thing, and then this number of people, more people have done it the next year. It can be deceptive because the number of people now involved or counted has increased by a huge amount. And in that case, that could be someone, people tend to do a bias of they look for whichever bias favors their argument. So if the argument is in the percentages, and that favors them, they will use the percentages. If the argument is the numbers, they will use that. Worst example I've heard of is someone was told that if they took this medicine, that it would give them a 50% chance, something like that, better chance of not having bad effects than if they didn't take the medicine. But the bad effects, the chance of having the bad effects, was already 0.5, a minuscule number. So the minuscule number was only increased by a little bit if they took the medicine, that it could happen. So it's less than 1% either way that this could happen whether you took medicine or not. So it just became, wait, you're definitely playing with numbers here. Anyway, tuskless elephants, I guess, is a good thing. Have a good one.